Good evening, everybody. Welcome on this Tuesday night here, Giant Sports Talk Live. Appreciate seeing you guys out there. Yes, Logan, we try to do our best to try to stay consistent. Come on here right at 8 o'clock. Appreciate your support, Logan. Thank you. All right, see the guys out there. Today let's talk a little Hall of Fame. Of course, guys, we will definitely get into some Giants news. There's a bit of Giants news out there. We went on a little bit earlier, Glenn, right? We had that little almost 20-minute show talking about the new advisors that the Giants have appointed to the organization to help out Posey, that being Bobby Evans and Posey's former agent, Jeff Berry. We got a couple of pitchers who were protected onto the 40-man. And we could talk about that. They had let one guy go. They DFA'd Kai Wai-Tang. We kind of talked about him the other night when we were going through the 40-man. Probably a guy that could go. And then actually, there's a couple of other things. I saw some news about MLB executives talking about Snell might be the fit for San Francisco. Take it for what it's worth. And Zach Manasian had an interview on NBC. I think it was, matter of fact, I think it was with Alex Pavlovich. We could get into that too if time allows. Anyways, guys, Hall of Fame. Who should get the nod for the upcoming 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame, I should say. We could break it down. I think there's one guy in there that's pretty much a lock, right? One guy is pretty much a lock. The question will be, guys, and we could talk about this, will Ichiro be a unanimous decision into the Hall of Fame? Or will there be some detractors? What do you think, Glenn?
Well, like you say, I think it's going to be a lock on Ichiro. Look at what the guy did. Did a little bit of everything. Guy had a little bit of pop in his bat. Would surprise you. Obviously, he was a slap ball hitter. Put up big numbers, big average. The guy is a legitimate international Hall of Famer, no doubt about that. Now, question is, how will this voting go, Eric? A lot of votes go to Ichiro. Going to be enough votes to get somebody else in. Sometimes you get guys who are right there, Eric, and just can't get over the hump. And how many years do they get?
Each writer gets 10 picks.
How many? Yeah, but you divide the percentages up, and I mean, guys continually fall short. So, and there's a lot of biases. That's the problem. But how many opportunities do you get? How many kicks at the can?
What is it? How many? Is it 10 times? I think you get 10 shots.
No,
but you have to be
not that many.
You do. But you have to be above the certain percentage every time, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is it 10 times? You guys will have to. You guys figure that out. Look it up. I'm almost positive. As long as you're exceeding a certain percentage, you could stay on the ballot for quite a while, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't Bonds on there for 10 years? I could swore maybe it's less, but I could have sworn it was 10. I could be wrong. But hey, let's take a look at it. Hey guys, first let's just talk about the new entries. There's what is it? I think there's 5 new guys. You got CC Sabathia, Felix Hernandez. You got Ichiro, who we already talked about. You got Ian Kinsler and Dustin Pedroia. But let's go ahead. Let's break down the pitchers a little bit. Let's look at what their career numbers are. And then we could go from there.
Actually, I found it. We'll talk about it later, Eric. My God, this isn't as easy as I thought it would be. There are a lot of stipulations.
Oh, there is
5 years after retirement. Got to have played 10 years. Got to be, it's got to get 75% of the ballot to get on the next year after your.
That's what it is. You got to achieve 70. See, I told you could be on there 10 years, but you got to get that 75%. Anyway, here we go. Felix Hernandez, CC Sabathia. You got their career wars. Not going to look at that. Look at your games. CC Sabathia has more than Felix. I got innings pitched, 3,500. Almost 3,600 innings pitched for CC Sabathia. Win-loss, again, I know there's people that like that win-loss, and that's kind of been one of the things as far as Baseball Hall of Fame criteria. We should say the unspoken criteria is to get into Hall of Fame as a pitcher, you got to have at least 300 wins. Right? That's kind of like a metric that baseball writers seem to use. But again, when we've kind of talked about that, I'm not going to get into it here. ERA, look at that. Both of them sub 4. One, Felix is at 3.4. CC is at 3.7. ERA plus, again, they limited the amount of runs that were scored. Strikeouts, now CC's got 3,000 strikeouts. Felix still pretty good, 2,500. That 3,000 strikeouts is pretty good. K percent, even though he wasn't a big strikeout pitcher, again, a lot of it's because of longevity. And then, of course, their walking percentage was about the same. Here's their accolades. CC has got 1 World Series, got 6 All-Stars, along with Felix, but Felix has no championship. Cy Young, both of them have 1. Felix has earned 2 ERA titles, and you got CC with a League Championship Series MVP. What do you guys think? Okay, let's get the easy one. You think they get elected this first time around? I don't think they're first ballot, right? Neither of them are either of them first ballot. Let's go and get into that chat. Either of them, are they first ballot? What's the total list of this year's? We'll get into that here in a bit, Grand Admiral. I just wanted to get into those 5 guys first. I don't know. We're just sticking on pitchers for now.
Want me to go out on a limb, Eric? And I'm going to say that Ichiro is the only guy that gets in.
Really? Let's take it the right. Hey,
I think there's so many guys that are look at that matchup. Felix, CC, and there are others.
Yeah, there is.
Again, you start diversifying. There's going to be votes going for this guy, and all of a sudden it gets muddled. That's why great players don't go to the Hall of Fame, because those votes get muddled down and they just don't get over the top.
True, that is true.
So I think you're going to see everybody's going to have a vote for Ichiro. I mean, that could be unanimous.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's going to be interesting. I just don't see either of them getting elected the first go around. CC Sabathia, I think, is going to eventually get in. How long is it going to take him? I don't know. Does he? Because I think you got to have 75% to get elected, right? That's what it is. I don't know what you have to stay on the ballot. I thought it was like don't you have to have more than 10%, something like that. It's some weird, but you only can stay on the list for a certain amount of time. Just like Barry Bonds, he was always sitting around like, what was it, 60ish, somewhere around there. I think he got close to 70 one time, but then he exceeded the amount of times you could stay on the ballot, and he got booted off, of course. But again, there we go. CC Sabathia, Felix Hernandez. I don't know if Felix Hernandez gets in, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Great pitcher, but again, you know what? There are a lot of great players, Eric, who don't get in the Hall. Could be one of them.
And that's the thing, and we could talk about this too, is Hall of Fame it's a museum, right? So what should be, quote unquote, there's not necessarily criteria in what gets you in, other than how many years you've been on, the percentage of the vote, that type of stuff. But there's no quote unquote criteria that says this pitcher has to do this or this hitter has to do that, whatever it may be. So there you go. Again, those are the pitchers. CC Sabathia, I think, definitely gets in. Look, with the position player, again, we're just talking about the new guys right now, guys, because there's some other guys maybe out there that may be talked about as far as the guys who've been on the list before.
I say the Lone Ranger this year is going to be Ichiro, one-man show. Grant Admiral says he hates Big Papi and Scott Rowland are in the Hall. And with that, may I say, Eric, I have watched chapters 1, chapters 2, and I'm just about set after the show tonight to start chapter 3.
You talking about the comeback
series? Yes.
What did you think? Pretty damn good, isn't it?
With my passion and love for baseball, it's just such a trip down memory lane.
Oh man. And I'm learning stuff that I never knew about. You remember the Grady Little game. I didn't
Oh, the Grady Little game where he would not take Pedro out. He left. He threw him under the bus, man. Come on, Grady. That shows why.
I thought that was more of a Pedro wanting to stay in. I didn't realize it was Grady Little saying,
"No, Grady can't. Grady's
you're staying the hell in there."
He kept looking at Grady in the dugout, and every batter going, "Aren't you coming out?" And I thought the best quote in that there was a lot of baseball content, but I thought the best quote. The best line in that whole show was when they said the owner was down in the right.
Can we fire him now?
Can we fire him now, or do we have to wait till after the game? I thought that was a great line, wasn't it?
That was fantastic. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought it was strange the way the whole
what I like about it
was talking about Billy Bean. So I thought, oh God, the whole series is going to be about Moneyball.
Well, let's come back to that because now we're getting way off. All right, here we go. Here's the players, guys. Got Ichiro, got Dustin, and you got Ian. Here we go.
Come on.
James.
What are we even looking at, Eric?
I'm just put it out there. Career 311 hitter. Stolen bases, 509. Look at the All-Stars. 10 All-Stars, 1 MVP, 2 batting titles, 10 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers. Ichiro was special, man. Dustin Pedroia. He had a career 299.
It's a non-starter.
299 is not bad as a
career. Oh, wow. Eric, that's not Hall of Fame. Look at that. Look at that resume. That's not a Hall of Fame resume. Come on, man.
I know.
And Ian Kinsler? Jesus. I got a shot of getting into the minor league hockey Hall of Fame. Geez, if you can get in with those numbers. Who's texting me now? Shut my mouth off. Somebody's messaging me.
Not too bad. 257 is not that bad. But no, Dustin and Ian, they're not.
Hey, I'm just saying, got a message for you, Eric.
I'm just saying, what's up?
Chris Butzlaff says hi. All the way from Detroit, Michigan.
Right on. What's up? What is up, Chris? Tell him to join the show. All right.
Well, he didn't want to come on. He just says, I thought I'd send you guys a personal note. Wanted to say hi. I've been watching your shows. Cool.
Right on, man. Love it. I'm just saying, as far as a career, having a 299 average for a career, that's pretty good. Even 269 is okay. That you had a decent season. Is it Hall of Fame? No, it's not.
I say Ian Kinsler gets no votes.
Yeah, probably doesn't. Dustin Pedroia will get a few because look, he's got 3 champions, he's got 4 All-Stars, he's got an MVP, and he's got 4 Gold Gloves and a Silver Slugger.
I still even that.
Right?
3%.
I'm just saying it's
3%.
No. I'm saying Dustin will get some.
3%.
I think he gets more than 3. I'm guessing he gets more than 3.
Just look, Eric, look.
Let's take a look.
Those are not Hall of Fame credentials, man.
I know.
This is 1 week Hall of Fame class.
Well, we don't know. Well, for the new entries, let's see what it's going to be for the entire, because there's going to be guys returning, right? Guys coming back on the ballot. All right, let's see what we got here.
Right on, Daniel. I got to shake my head. Yeah. Dustin Pedroia. And oh my goodness.
Where are we at here?
I liked CC back in the day. A little entertainment.
There we go.
Yeah, Wasteland. But Ian Kinsler, you're talking to Ian Kinsler. Cool moments don't get you in the Hall of Fame.
Here we go. Let's look at this, guys. This is the entire ballot, guys. Billy Wagner. This is his 10th year on the ballot. He barely missed it last year. Look at that. I think he gets in. I think
more than I thought, actually, Eric. Billy Wagner got 73.8.
Billy Wagner was a badass, dude. He was a badass. Let's see. How many does it show? How many saves? Come on. I guess it's not. Or do I have to do it this way? 422 saves. Pretty damn good. 2.3 ERA. Look at his ERA plus 187. I think this guy gets in, right, guys? Billy Wagner. He gets in, right? What's up, Gold Rush? Hey, I see everyone out there. I see Eddie. I see Daniel, Eddie, or Senior. Wasteland Studios. Cryptic. What's up out there? And, of course, Grand Admiral. I see it as well. But, right, Billy Wagner gets in this year, right? I mean, goodness, he had, what, almost 74%. He should. Billy Wagner should get in. That guy was a hell of a, and don't forget, he was a hard-throwing lefty coming in at a bullpen. He was good. He was good. You any thoughts on Billy Wagner there, Glenn?
Again, we'll have to see how it shakes out with, 10th year. Maybe he'll get a few sentimental votes at the end, get him over the hump.
Probably will.
Look how it's spread out there, and Eric. And I was just going to say, when you jumped into it, guys, look at some of those names. Mm-hmm. Maybe not Hall of Fame credentials. However, this is one of the disappointments I have about the Baseball Hall of Fame, Eric. In a good way, I mean, it whittles it down to your Hall of Fame is an elite Hall of Fame. But look at guys like, Manny, Alex Rodriguez, who else?
Ain't getting in.
Oh, Andy.
Those guys ain't getting in.
Andy Pettit. Oh, my God. What a pitcher he was in his day, man.
He ain't getting in.
Omar Vizquel. Omar.
He's not getting in.
I don't see anybody in that list getting in, Eric. Maybe not even Billy. I don't see anybody getting in that list.
Let me see.
Ichiro, obviously, but
let's just go with these guys for now. All right. So the next guy. Come on, let's go. Ooh. Gonna be interesting. All right, here we go. We'll get into this. The committee here in a bit. So Billy Wagner, I think he gets in. Andrew Jones, guys. Let's talk about Andrew Jones. Let's do both of them. Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran.
Nope.
Are those guys Hall of Famers?
Nope.
Let's see. Let's look at their numbers.
Andrew
Jones on the left, Carlos Beltran on the right. Beltran had about, 400 more games, right around there? 2,700 hits compared to 1,900. I mean, Carlos Beltran, those are some numbers. Home runs, one off. Look at that, 435 to 434. RBIs, Beltran has more, of course. Stolen bases, batting average. That's pretty good numbers, man. Those are pretty damn good numbers. Much better than Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones has got 5 All-Stars, 10 Gold Gloves, 1 Silver Slugger. Beltran has 1 championship, 9 All-Stars, 3 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers. What do you guys say? Either of them. Or one of them, whatever. Yeah, his defense was awesome, Cryptic, 100%. 100%. And hey, are you, Glenn, I may ask you this. Are you good with having a defensive guy in the Hall of Fame?
No, it's all about the numbers, Eric. It's all about, this is sort of I can't even get into this conversation, Eric. You got Ichiro going to the Hall of Fame. I don't think anybody else gets in. It's all about the numbers. Somebody said, I think a guy gets in the future batting 250 or 260. Well, that's
Probably.
quite possible if he hits 600 dingers or he steals 500 bases. Eric, baseball is an elite Hall of Fame.
I get it.
And I'm not seeing anything elite about this class you're throwing at me and these names. I mean, Andrew Jones, decent ball player, Eric. Great ball player. He's not a Hall of Famer.
What about Carlos Beltran? Carlos,
great ball player. Could get in the Hall of Fame, but again, it depends on where the votes go. It's that.
You can vote for 10. Ooh, okay. Let's okay. You guys want to do this exercise? You want to do what
I mean, I've seen a lot of Hall of Fame classes, Eric. You get a long list. One guy gets in and a lot of guys at 50 and 60.
Because people will because look, you can vote up to 10. Each writer can vote 10 players. Some they just don't they only vote for a couple and that's it. Right. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look. Hey, how about we do this? Carlos Beltran, I'm surprised he actually has a less percentage than Andrew Jones. And again, I'm asking you this. Could a defensive-centric player get elected into the Hall of Fame?
Nope. Good point, Grand Admiral. Good point. Don't forget. A lot of animosity among writers.
There he is. And that's, again, that's a, I don't know if you guys want to tackle this, but that's a whole different ball of wax talking about the criteria for people voting in those who want to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You leave it in the hands of the sports writers. In the past, well, maybe it was. There's always that bias, right? There's always going to be a bias. Even if you're trying to be straight and narrow, you're going to have that bias. You just are. Let me see something. Let me see. Let me see this real quick.
While you're looking that up, Eric, let me just take a quick timeout. Remind the guys that this is the final week to enter the 500 sub contest. Are you in the 500 sub club? If you are, head over to our website, giantsportstalklive.com. All right. We don't censor the applications as long as you've subscribed. Enter as often as you want this week. Just, I tell you what, just keep applying. There's a little application, I call it, whatever, entry form on our website, giantsportstalklive.com. We said we give away a Barry Bonds jersey at 500 subs. We're over that now. We gave time for a little fluctuation, ins, outs. We're over there now, Eric. I think we're at 523, 524, somewhere around there. So Friday night, we give away the jersey. Get over, fill out the entry, giantsportstalklive.com. Fill it out. You could win. Friday night draw. All you got to do, subscribe to our channel and the Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network as well.
There we go. Giovanni, what's up? We will talk about it. We will talk about it after we do this Hall of Fame talk. We will definitely get into it. So stand by. All right, here we go. Both of these guys, what do you think? Hall of Famers?
Jesus, is that career 28 home runs?
Career 28 and only batted .262. Correct. Had a lot of stolen bases.
Yeah. I don't know.
That guy on the left is primarily a defensive-oriented position player. The guy on the right, kind of both. Actually, well, excellent on the bat and pretty good at his position.
How many years did the guy on the left play, Eric?
Just so you know.
13
gold gloves. 13 gold gloves. Only an 87 OPS plus. The guy had a noodle for a bat. So, yes, a defensive-centric player can get elected into the Hall of Fame. Now, let me ask you this, guys.
Well, he might have been defensive. I told you, a guy with elite Hall of Fame numbers in a category can get in. Look at those stolen base. He is one of the best base stealers in baseball.
Andrew Jones has 10 gold gloves, only 3 less than Ozzie Smith at center field.
Yeah, and what's his numbers? Like, they're not Hall of Fame numbers, Eric.
But neither was Ozzie Smith's.
Eric, how many stolen
That's what
bases
I'm saying.
do we have?
It's not, is it? Come on, it's not just about stolen bases, is it? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm talking specifically. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about offensive any at all. I'm talking. Can a player who has elite defense be elected into the Hall of Fame if your bat really did not play?
Yeah, you can.
You can. So
you better be a hell of a player and an all-time great in a category, which Ozzie was. Stolen bases. It got him, his wheels and defense got him into the Hall of Fame, Eric.
Okay. Andrew Jones, all I'm saying is the guy was a spectacular center fielder. He may, and maybe that's why he had 61%. Remember, he had 61% of the vote last year. Now let's take a look at that again, guys. Let's take a look. So last year, Andrew Jones had 61.6. Again, his 8th time on the ballot. Usually, the longer you stay on the ballot, usually if you're pretty decent, usually you start climbing. So we'll see what happens.
Time will tell.
Carlos Beltran, again, Carlos Beltran had a better bat, but his defense wasn't quite there. And he got less votes than Andrew Jones. Now, Andrew Jones still had a decent bat. I think he had a better bat than Ozzie Smith did. His defense was damn close to Ozzie Smith, off by 3, talking about just gold gloves. Just saying. He might have a chance this go around. We don't know. Carlos Beltran, I don't know. We looked at his numbers. Alex Rodriguez not getting in. Manny Ramirez not getting in. Chase Utley. Does a Chase Utley eventually get in? I don't know. What do you think, Glenn? Chase Utley?
Nope.
No, I don't think so either. I agree
told
with you
you.
on that.
I told you it's a non-starter for me, Eric. You can go through that list. I'm just going to say nope.
I think Billy Wagner gets in. I think Ichiro gets in. I think those are going to be the two. But here we go. We're just going down the list. Omar doesn't get in. He's got domestic stuff. He ain't getting in. Bobby Abreu, no. Jimmy Rollins, no. Andy Pettit, no. If he didn't have the steroid stuff going on, he probably would have been in there. Mark Burley, no. Francisco, no. Torrey Hunter, no. Another guy who was fantastic in the outfield, right? David Wright, no. And then there's
David Wright shouldn't be on the list, Eric. Come on.
And then
Is that a desperate there to make a list?
Well, hey, that's what it is.
David
and
Wright
that's why I just
Fame.
put the top 5. Ichiro, Sabathia, Pedroia, Kinsler.
Fernando Rodney. Good grief.
You got Troy Tulowitzki.
All right.
Ben Zobrist.
Call it a day.
Curtis the Grande Man can. Hanley Ramirez, Russell Martin, Adam Jones, Brian McCann, Carlos Fernando Rodney. Yep. There you go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2025 Hall of Fame ballot. So
your bottom portion of that is just simply we just want to address the fact you're a good player, but you ain't getting in. That's all.
Okay. Anonymous says not anymore. Okay. There you go. Defense guys are a bygone induction. And that's, you're probably right. You're probably right. I don't see that. Who was the last quote unquote defensive guy to get elected into the Hall? I couldn't even tell you. I'd have to think about that.
Maybe have to go back. You have to go back to the 80s, maybe the 70s. He was a great 80s player, wasn't he?
Yeah. So again, guys, Ichiro. Okay, we can talk about it. Is Ichiro a unanimous decision for the Hall of Fame? I think he's a first ballot.
Hey, if I get Matt Stairs on this weekend, we'll ask him a little bit about this Hall of Fame. When is the vote, Eric? Can you tell me when the vote is? Maybe we can make.
I know it's usually the end of December sometime.
Okay, so we got time. I'd like to get him on. Get Matt on. Played 20 years in Major League Baseball. See, there's a prime example, Eric. A guy who bats in the high 200s, cracks 400. He not even a sniff, but man, could he hit. It's just baseball, guys, is that and as much as I love it, I hate it. As much as I hate it, I love it. It's a unique Hall of Fame where a very elite few get in.
Yep, true.
A lot are not. Many are called, few are chosen.
True. That's true. I understand it. I 100% get it. But
the crime, Grand Admiral, the crime dog.
Katna says yes to Ichiro being a unanimous decision. I think he is.
And it's also a factor too, Eric. When you lay out the percentages of those votes, sometimes you could be in 8th, 9th, maybe 10th year, and you're a victim of circumstance. You go, oh, this guy's getting in. And then again, the diversification of the vote. What, Cryptic? Now, Cryptic just likes to bitch at me. Come on, what? You don't think it's an elite Hall of Fame? It is the most elite Hall of Fame in professional sports.
Hold on, let me go here. So what's he saying? Come on, is that what he's saying about what you're saying? You sure?
Well, it's the only thing I'm talking about, isn't it?
Well, sometimes it's delayed too.
All right.
There we go.
What are you on about, Cryptic?
Joe Mauer, Harold Baines. Elite. Oh, okay. Yeah, good point.
Harold Baines was a great player. So was Joe Mauer. Great Minnesota Twin.
But were they elite? That's what he's trying to say. They're in the Hall of Fame, but they're not quote unquote elite.
I don't think they're elite.
Right.
But again, you could also, Eric, you throw Eric Romo up in the ballot. If you don't have, it's Eric, it's always, it's about who's on the ballot with you as much as how many votes you're going to get.
True. If
If
you're in a strong class, yeah, it makes it difficult. There's no doubt about that. But if it's not, then it's easy. Here's gonna be the committee. You got Louis Tiant. He might get some sympathy vote because he had just passed away. Rest in peace. Got Ken Boyer, Dick Allen, Tommy John, Dave Parker.
Oh, poor Dave Parker. He's on death's door too.
Parkinson's, right? I think that's what he has. Steve Garvey.
No, I wouldn't vote for Steve Garvey. He's a politician.
Vic Harris. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You got to worry about what he did on the field.
Eric. Okay, why is A-Rod not getting in?
I know. Well, he cheated. Not because he was politics.
Oh, where did he cheat?
What do you mean, where you cheat?
You're talking about things off the field now, like his on-the-field performance. Come on, Eric.
What are you talking about? He took steroids, man. That affects your gameplay on the field. It doesn't affect who the hell you are. It doesn't matter whether you have a D or an R behind your name.
Eric, we're going to have to do a show about that very topic. And I'm going to piss you off because I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it once. Guys should get in. Barry, Hall of Famer. A-Rod, Hall of Famer. That was an era of baseball, Eric. I did not see when the ratings were the highest in probably baseball history. I didn't see anybody tuning on the TV. Like I'd be out and I'd be trying to find a radio or TV to find out. Do you remember watching baseball? 80s, 90s? You remember when those guys, how about the big home run challenge? Cubs, A's. It was a nightly event. They'd break away from a Giants-Pittsburgh game to go live to Wrigley Field for every at-bat in that race. Why?
When he was in St. Louis.
Because, I said Oakland, sorry.
I know what you mean.
Old age showing through. It was an era of baseball, Eric.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
That was the era of baseball. You can have an asterisk if you want beside it, but those guys are Hall of Famers.
Okay, why are they Hall of Famers?
Why are they Hall of Famers?
Okay, let's just say let's use Alex Rodriguez. Why should he be a Hall of Famer?
Because he put numbers up at almost every category. He wasn't just a home run hitter, Eric. He produced, and he was a hell of a third baseman and a shortstop. Hell, they said did you watch the comeback when the quote was made?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Rodriguez, arguably the best shortstop in baseball history.
Because they're talking about his bat. And then at that time, they didn't know he was taking steroids at that time.
We do now. So why isn't he in the Hall of Fame, Eric?
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. That's
what
I'm saying. He shouldn't.
No, he should. SHOULD. Is that how you spell it?
No.
Yeah.
No, not Alex.
Well, we'll argue about that.
I'll tell you what. You know why? Because I don't base a Hall of Fame career based on whether he's putting butts in seats. Nope.
Melky Cabrera got suspended, Eric. I mean, who didn't cheat?
No, that's not the fact. The fact is he was caught numerous times for doing steroids. Numerous times. Not once, not twice.
And did he get a lifetime ban?
I don't think he did he? I think he.
No, he got a lifetime ban.
But
he served his punishment. He came back. See, I'm not, Eric. I'm against this in society. That if you do your time, you serve your time for the crime, and then you're going to be held accountable the rest of your life. I'm not like that. I am not like that. I believe in more chances. The guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so, but
you want me to get Tommy D in on this conversation? I know which road he's going to go down.
How about this though? But you said you don't want Steve Garvey because he's politics, but you're okay with.
I was only kidding. Come on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. But no, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yes, did Barry Bonds? Was it proven? Was it? No, I get it. I understand.
Steve Garvey was a hell of a player too. Padres and Dodgers.
But there's also something out there, and a lot of people talk about Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before he even quote unquote started doing performance enhancing drugs. Right? Period. We could say that. As far as A-Rod is concerned, it sounds like there's a lot of information out there that he was doing it for almost his whole career. So it's a little bit different. Look, is it still bad? I'm not trying to make light of one and not the other, but I just don't see it. And yes, to your point, was it an era of baseball? Absolutely, it was an era of baseball. And I don't know what you do. I don't know how you determine who could be a Hall of Famer when you had that specific era. It's tough, man, because you've got guys out there.
Guys, you've got guys who are in, Eric. So you want to, as Tommy D would say, you want to board the plane, fly over to Cooperstown. You want to picket? Are you going to be a picket sign holder outside saying, "Get Jeff Bagwell the hell out of there"? What are you doing?
No.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Jeff Bagwell's in there, Barry Bonds should be in there.
Hey, you could say that for a lot of people, right? David Ortiz,
saying the last 10 minutes.
David Ortiz.
They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, Eric.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Anonymous. I knew it was out there. I just didn't have the information. Took steroids from the time he was in Puerto Rico Baseball Academy, 17 years old. That is different than Bonds. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is that what you're trying to say? Because I don't agree with that either. I do agree that if you're guilty, you're guilty.
Right. And he was
deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, but don't tell me, Eric. Well, Eric did steroids for 12 years and I did them for 8. So
I get it.
I'm okay. I don't.
What I'm saying is you could base a Hall of Fame career based on what Barry Bonds did prior to taking PEDs. Grant, alleged.
Geez, he was built like a pencil when he played for the Pirates, Eric. Do you ever see his rookie card? Jesus, there was more meat on a drumstick after Christmas dinner, man.
He was still popping the ball. He was still popping the ball.
In Pittsburgh, what were his numbers? He wasn't hitting home runs, man.
Who?
Barry.
What'd you say? Barry was
in Pittsburgh?
Glenn.
How many did he have as a Pirate, Eric?
Let's look. Man, dude.
Appreciate that, Logan.
He didn't have as many, of course.
We have our moments.
All right, here we go. Let's see what he did. Come on, load up. Let's take a look.
This is an issue, Eric. This is an issue we have in society. Not to get political, but I'm going to. There are certain states that say, "Oh, you can't talk. You can't go to school. You can't teach students about the Civil War." That's Eric. It happened in our history. Things have happened in the history of baseball that the game doesn't like, fans don't like. But man,
here we go.
To have a Hall of Fame.
Here we go with the home runs.
Not represented with a Barry Bonds.
16 in 86, 25 in 87, 24 in 88, 19 in 89, 33 in 90, 25 in 91, 34 in 92, 46 in 93.
Right. See, here we go. 37, 33, 42, 40. Look at that. 49, 73. Eric, so he wasn't the home run hitter in Pittsburgh that he was in San Francisco.
But he wasn't taking steroids at this time.
How do you know?
93, from what they're saying is he didn't start taking it until after the home run.
Who's they?
I've heard of sports writers talking about it because of the change in the
I heard. Jesus, Eric, don't start that with me, man. I told you in the pregame show in our green room, I said, I'm hearing that there aren't numbers being thrown. You're like, I don't care what people are saying.
That's true.
I know. I just don't. Whatever they say, don't listen. So I'm not listening, Eric.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Just going by what baseball writers have said.
Well, I go with by baseball writers saying you're like, you poo-poo it. You poo-poo. Hey, WFAN radio used that line. They stole our line, Eric. They're doing a talk today about Juan Soto, and they go, why are people poo-pooing on Juan Soto staying? I'm like, get out of here.
But anyways, when was it? More than likely, when did Bonds probably start taking the quote-unquote stuff? From what I heard, it was after, because a lot of people say because of that home run race between McGwire and Sosa, that was the time that he's like, you know what, maybe I need to do something. Senior says around 2001. Said around 2001. All right, let's tell you what. Let's just go. Let's just pull it. You want to pull what, 98? You want to stop at 98? Well, before that, he had 40, 42, 33, 37, 46. And guess what? These were all in Candlestick.
Eric, sometimes guys come into the chat, and I know they're just trying to get under your skin, but they say such bizarre things.
What's that?
As a Pirate, Cryptic says Pittsburgh's Barry is better than a prime Soto.
Maybe. You want to take a look at it?
No way.
Let's take a look at it.
We haven't seen the best of Juan Soto, Eric. We haven't seen the best.
True. That's true. But
we haven't seen prime yet.
Let's see what he's doing now. Okay. Well, let's see. He was from 86 to 93. Let's do that. Let's go 86 to 93 with Barry. That'd be a good one. I like that. 1986 to 1993. And
exactly, Grand Admiral. When he was a Pirate, he was skinny as a toothpick.
I know he was.
And now he's telling me to stop being ridiculous. Oh, people are on thin ice tonight. All right. What else are we talking about, Eric? Jesus Christ. Giants have a meeting, Eric. We heard it.
Anyway, hold on. I'm missing
That's what they're saying.
Hold on. I'm missing something here.
I still say we got to get some rumor and innuendo out there. Come on.
First season, 7th season. Here we go.
Juan Soto, he was a finalist for the Gold Glove in right field this year, Eric.
He was.
Yep.
Wow. Interesting. How do I want to do this?
Cryptic still. First of all, Cryptic can't spell Pittsburgh, and he said that particular Bonds not better than Soto, or better than Soto. So
let's take a look at it.
Don't agree.
There's the numbers. Player on the left, 60 WAR. Player on the right, 36 WAR. Games, kind of close. Plate appearances, yeah, he got 900 more on the left. Quite a bit. He had more years there. So you probably already know who that is. Hits, home runs.
Well, look at the
home runs are almost the same. Stolen bases. Batting average.
Grand Admiral, who you say I'm wrong? I don't come out and say you're wrong every night. You want me to? Okay, from now on, Eric, everything Grand Admiral says, I'm just going to post this. I'm going to watch.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's supposed to be a friendly, everybody's got their opinion, man. Everybody's on the attack today. Look, there's my new answer to everybody. I'm just going to save that, copy and paste, and now I'm just going to hit enter.
People can say whatever they want.
I know, but come in
People can say whatever they want. And look, this is the beauty of baseball. Everyone has their own idea and their quote unquote criteria.
I know, but you and I put our face out there. We do the show every day. Today we did 2 shows, Eric. We're on here, and we often, as best we can, whether the people like it or not, we give a reason. We give reasoning. How many times do you hear me on the show say, if you're going to come in with, your hot take, give me a reason. Give me. I might not like it, but if you can give me a reason. And look, I don't like keyboard warriors on the other side going, "You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong."
Hey, that's what you're going to get, man. This is social media, man.
Yeah, well, I have. Hey,
welcome.
I hold the key. I hold the key.
Welcome to the world of social media. That's the.
I hold the key. Don't forget that.
And here we go. Championships, All-Stars, MVPs, 3 MVPs, batting titles, 1, Gold Gloves, 4. During that time, Barry Bonds' defense, that's why his WAR is so high. His defense was incredible. Absolutely incredible. There we go.
Butts laughs watching. He wants me to give away my hat on the air. I said, nope. Butts laughs. He goes, I like the lid. Can you give that away as a prize? I go, we don't give away hats for prizes, man. Jerseys. $500 gift cards. The Barry Bonds jersey this Friday night, man.
Yeah, buddy.
And then the big contest coming up in December.
What's up, Randy? Hey, man, it's all about having fun, man. Sometimes it gets a little bit sideways. Oh, man. Anyways, I think we've had enough of Hall of Fame talk. Oh, yeah, he was a toothpick in his 20s. True. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what, Eric? You know what, Eric? You know what's the good thing about when you're running a little show like this? When they say something you really just, you can't buy into, you don't like. What's that? We say? What was that? Can't hear you. Shut off the chat. Anybody there?
Come on. You know, na.
Yeah, na. Hey. I can make you go bye-bye.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. I promise. It's all good. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I didn't think it was going to go off the rails talking Hall of Fame. I really didn't. That is crazy. What in the hell is going on Giant Sports Talk Live? Oh, my gosh. All right, guys. Are you guys good enough with the Hall of Fame talk? You ready to get in some San Francisco Giants talk?
I just opened up the chat. Cryptic is not getting a jersey. I didn't even see Cryptic. Did Cryptic enter to win the contest?
He might have. I have to
go back. I don't know. I left a lot of the applications to you because there's too many in there for me to sort.
There's a lot of emails in there.
Because we got to go through them now. Make sure you subscribe to Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network, and you subscribe to this channel. So we gotta do our, what do you call that? Like cross multiply. We gotta factor all the rules and regulations in. Draw coming up Friday night.
We're sounding like the Hall of Fame. Oh, man. All right, what do we got?
Okay, Grand, I'll take that as an apology. You're back in my club. He's back in the sandbox. See, at least you know, man.
Oh, man. Anyways, where do we want to go next, guys? Here, let's go. Let's take care of the low-hanging fruit. Do I? No. Let's hold on. Let's do it this way. Who the heck?
Cryptic says, Glenn, I'm waiting for my apology. Well, I'm not talking to Cryptic anymore, so you can respond to those, Eric. I'm out.
Oh,
man. I'm out on Cryptic.
Yeah, let's just do this.
Do what? The show is now, we've taken no rules in tonight. Rules? No rules. Oh, who's texting me now? It's probably Bernice.
It's all good, Cryptic. We're good, man. We're good.
Are we taking I just had a text, Eric. Are you taking guests?
I don't know. Well, let's just say up and
maybe later.
There we go. Alex Pavlovich reported earlier the Giants added Carson Ragsdale and Carson Seymour to the roster to protect them from the Rule 5 draft. Kai Wai Tang was DFA'd. There's a lot of guys out there. Hunter Bishop's going to be up there. Hunter Bishop's going to be out there in the Rule 5 draft. Will Bednar is going to be out there in the matter of fact, hold on. I know where it's at.
I just said the other night on the show, Eric, that I thought that I asked you, why is Tang still a great guy, but why was he still on our list?
Yep.
I got to see more from Carson, Eric.
Where the heck is this? I could have sworn I saw it. Where is it at? Where did I see it? Oh,
hey, Bossy, how you doing, buddy? You're missing all the fun and excitement here. It's been a lively turn of events, to say the least. And we haven't even gotten into the front office shuffle today.
What the heck is going on here? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Where's that list at? I could have sworn I saw it.
Are you working on a list there, Eric?
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Guys, while Eric does that, we're going to remind you about this.
Christmas is coming to Giant Sports Talk Live. ho, ho! Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live beginning December 10th for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We will announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we will draw for a grand prize of a Barry Bonds jersey and 2 tickets to attend a Giants game with Glenn and Eric. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live to pick a number between 1 and 12. Then, on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas, coming December 10th to Giant Sports Talk Live on Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting Station.
It's coming up soon. Keep an ear open for that December 10th. What do you got, Eric? What do you got for me?
Nothing yet. 1 second, though. Where the hell did... Oh, I just freaking lost it. Mother...
Yeah, I got to see more from Carson, Eric.
Just had it. Lost it.
Well, you're lost it. Not cluing in. I told you, guy. I told you. He doesn't listen to me. Hey, San Diego 13's back in the house. Christmas giveaway. That's what we're all about. This particular contest, it's going to be a lot of fun because you got to be in the house. Eric and I are going to have, speaking of cryptic little ways you can qualify. It's going to be a whole lot of fun when we get to that. I can't wait for December 10th now. You guys see how we're going to unleash this contest. And then, of course, we've got different, subscription giveaways. We've got $500 gift card we'll be giving away before you know it from our friends at Fanatics. $500, Eric. Who else is giving away $500? Jerseys, money. Guys like the money. I think they like the prizes. And I even had a guy text me today. He says, since you guys are running that Are You Being Entertained, he wants my whatever you call this.
Your freaking helmet?
Are you being entertained, Eric?
Me. Here we go. Jeff Young. This is what he's trying to say. What today's roster's decision, again, the roster decision being the Carsons, Carson Seymour, Carson Ragsdale, have been put on the 40-man.
Mm-hmm.
And then DFA'd Kai Wai Tang. You got a couple of guys out here who are susceptible to the Rule 5 draft. Again, Jeff Young, thanks for putting that out. As far as who's going to be susceptible, you got Juan Sanchez, Cole Waits, Hunter Bishop, Will Bednar, and Christian Koss, who are unprotected. But he thinks the odds of losing them, again, if you draft someone off the Rule 5, guess what happens? You got to put them on your MLB roster. And if they don't stay on your roster, again, the 26-man, then you have to give them back to the club that you got them. So I don't think any of those guys are going to get picked up in the first place. So, yeah, both Bishop and Bednar were both first-round picks. That is correct. Yeah, didn't quite pan out for those two guys. Who knows? Maybe they have success a little bit later. Who knows, man? But that's what we got. That, again, a little bit of Giants news. Oh, here, let's look at this too.
SF's a member of the Glenny Hall of Fame. Yeah, good guy. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you coming in. You guys, great chat. Get us wound up time to time. Sometimes you're wrong, like Eric, but that's okay. It's all in fun.
Hey, I have my moments.
All right. Speaking of rumors and innuendo, SF says, well, what? Do the Giants really have a meeting tomorrow, Eric? Haven't heard people.
Don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. And if they do, that's okay, cool. If they don't, okay. Oh, where the hell was I?
What are they saying, Eric? What are they saying?
MLB executives predict Snell re-signs with the Giants in free agency.
Well, there you go.
A group of MLB executives have tabbed the Giants to re-sign ace starting pitcher Blake Snell in his free agency. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, guys. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. ESPN recently conducted an offseason survey where they asked front office executives and MLB insiders where each top free agent will land this summer. Here is how they voted on where Snell will land. 7 votes to the Giants, 4 to the Phillies, 2 to the Jays, 1 each for the Reds, Mets, and Red Sox. It clicked for him on the West Coast, one executive said, on why he believes Snell will re-sign. I don't see him leaving. There you go.
When you say it clicked for him, that's all he knows, Eric. He's a West Coast guy.
He's a West Coast guy. Does that mean he's going to stay a West Coast guy again? Probably going to be dependent on how much people are offer him on the East Coast.
You think?
So we'll see what happens. Again, for those of you who are excited about Blake Snell returning to the Giants, does this mean he is? No, it does not mean. It does not mean that Blake Snell is going to sign.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, executives and insiders, their thoughts on it. That's basically what it is. So take it for what it's worth.
Right on, Fosse. Good to have you, buddy. Yeah, I know you're busy.
Do we want to? You know what? Let's get into this, guys. We did a show earlier today talking about the new hires for the front. Well, I shouldn't say as advisory rules to Buster Posey. LD says Reese Snell. Yeah, we'll get into this.
Mm-hmm.
Buster Posey, I guess, brought on former San Francisco Giants GM, longtime vice GM or assistant GM to Brian Sabian.
The vice.
And he also brought on board his former agent, Jeff Berry.
That's an interesting announcement, Eric. Getting a guy from CAA, a little that's a different route. Bringing the agent in, kind of pick the brain of the agents out there. Maybe help Buster along the way.
Maybe you can have some success
That's
in that
interesting.
way.
Hey, at least they're being creative over there in the Giants offices, Eric.
Yeah,
got to give them that.
And I'll tell you what, I'm not. A lot of people are making a big deal about it. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm not making a big deal about it because for the simple fact that we explained it on the show that we did earlier today. Buster Posey is going to put around him those that he can trust, those that he may have a relationship with, right? Is it right? Is it not right? Who knows? I mean, there's leaders out there who've actually gone out of their comfort zone to bring in people who may have a differing opinion, but maybe they do. Maybe he doesn't agree on everything that they have said, but they just know him, and maybe there's a relationship there. Does it mean it's going to work? I don't know, but they're advisors, guys. That's all they are. They're just advisors. Right. They're going to give him information. Buster Posey is the ultimate decision maker. Hey, should I make this? Hey, you've been in this situation before, Bobby. Tell me what was your experience? Oh, Jeff, you've experienced negotiations with other GMs and presidents of baseball operations. How shall I go about it if I want to get a certain free agent? Look, it's going to be a wealth of knowledge. That's what it's going to be about. It's about having that knowledge and being able to have the tools at hand. The heck?
Okay.
Advise Buster that he had him. Wow.
Okay. Well, he's only bringing the advisors in now, Eric. So
yeah, they weren't.
Cut him some slack.
Right. So we don't know, guys. We don't know.
And wait a second. When that deal was done with Chapman, Farhan was still in the big chair.
Mm-hmm.
So calm down.
But there was also talks that he took the bull by the horns, talking about Posey, to get that deal done. He stepped in as ownership to get it done.
Yeah, who said that?
John Shea.
Take him for his word.
John Shea is pretty good. Andrew Bagley is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
I'm making my list. Shea and Baggerly are on the list. So now if I got a hot take and I mention those names, you can't argue with me.
Only if it's legitimate story. That's all I'm saying.
See, guys, he turns on me.
No way, man. No way. I'm telling you, man. If you guys, okay, you want to go, we could go down this. You want to talk about contracts for Juan Soto? We could go down that path. Matter of fact, we'll get it down here shortly. But
I know we've touched on this before Eric gets into that. There's a comment at the end of our chat line. Giants should bring back Ned Colletti has moved on. He's now in professional hockey. Yeah. He's got a teaching role. I think the ship has sailed on a Ned Colletti. I think he loves the game. He follows the game. He's a source of entertainment, knowledge, great knowledge for media outlets. You hear him on KNBR. Once in a while, you hear him on LA. He's in the media. But again, teaching, and now with his role with the San Jose Sharks, I mean, he's moved on to another sport, for God's sake. So I think this Ned Colletti has got to, just die down a little bit. I think Ned Colletti's, I think he's done his deed in baseball. He's moved on. He's done what he had to do here. That's just me. I think Eric actually agrees with me that the guy's moved on. Let the guy have some. He's having fun in the hockey world. He wants to build that nothing San Jose Shark team into a winner. Got the first round pick last year. He's really high on Macklin Celebrini. So there's no denying. You talk about Hall of Fame credentials. Ned Colletti. He's the bomb. But he ain't coming back. Not coming back. Mike must be. Mike, did you just come into our chat, Mike? Eric and I just spent 10 minutes talking about that very, very topic. We even brought up interview clips, quotes. Yeah. A lot of execs saying that he's just going to resign. Yeah, they did a little vote, 7 votes. And then there were 4, I believe Eric said. See, Eric, I listened. 4 for the Philadelphia Phillies. I think Ned's still into the game. He follows the game. He's covering a lot of media outlets talking about the game and who should be traded, who should sign. Hey, yeah, no problem. Mike, you're always welcome. Did you hear what we were talking about, Eric, while you slipped away to warm up that coffee?
Yeah, no, if I'm away, then I ain't hearing anything. What's going on?
All right. They were talking about, I gave all my reasoning why Ned Colletti, a little long in the tooth, let him ride off into the sunset. He's having a little fun trying to restructure that San Jose Sharks hockey team. People are in the chat saying, got to bring back a Ned Colletti. I'm like, Hall of Fame numbers? Well, there's Ned Colletti. He's done what he did. A little long in the tooth. He's moved on hockey. He's having a lot of fun. He's really enjoying life.
I think he's like what he's doing right now.
Wrote the book. He still does media. He's on with media outlets. Somebody said he's not following the game. He's still following the game. He's doing updates for different media outlets on who should be traded, who should be kept, free agency. So to say he's not into the game anymore is also, I think, taking the wrong turn at Albuquerque. But I think his days in baseball now are done. Eric, what do you think?
Maybe he wants to do advising. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think he really enjoys doing that teaching and.
No, I think he's just riding off to that. Well, there's a point in case. 70 years old, Eric.
True. That's true.
I think he's enjoying his life as it is now. He seems happy.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Back to Bobby Evans and Jeff Berry. Again, I'll say it again. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think you guys should make it a big deal. If the Giants, for some reason, don't do anything in this offseason, it's not because of Bobby Evans. It's not because of Jeff Berry. And I could see it already now. People are going to blame other people rather than putting the blame where it should be in with him. Maybe it's Posey and maybe it's Greg Johnson, guys. You can't be afraid to call these people out if they're not performing as they should. Just saying. Again, I'm not saying that's the path that's going to happen. Just be careful, guys. Just be careful.
I said on the show earlier today, we did an impromptu afternoon show, guys. You can go back on YouTube, check it out in the replay. Don't you think that the lack of new blood in Posey's cabinet sounds like more of the same? I'm not too worried about it right now because this is the infancy of a new role for Buster Posey. And quite frankly, he's doing his best to surround himself with guy he trusts.
Yeah.
And are going to advise him. I mean, these aren't he didn't hire Eric. Those guys aren't pulling strings over there. These aren't the decision makers. They're in an advisory role and nothing more. So I'm not worried about that at all.
100% LD.
Chicken little. A lot of
chicken little.
As Eric would say, the sky is falling.
That's exactly what's going on. What's up, Mario? But anyways.
Thanks for coming in, Mario. Thanks for jumping ship. We appreciate you coming in.
I just lost my train of thought.
It's the Chicken Little.
Yeah, the Chicken Little. Yeah. That's what it is. Everyone just wants to freak out. Don't freak out yet, guys. There's no point of doing that. There isn't. There's nothing to freak out about. Not one thing to freak out about. Just let's see what happens, and then we'll go from there. Period. I already talked about that, Mike.
Eric, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. What do we got? Freaking out is only for, what the heck is that? All right. But yeah, already talked about that, Mike. Talked about the guys who are going to be vulnerable to the free agent. Not worried about the Rule 5. Not worried about the Rule 5 stuff. That's not going to be a big deal. Not at all. Let's see what happens. And let's remember, guys, this isn't Bobby Evans from 2018. This is Bobby Evans here in 2024. Remember, we just had 6 years of Farhan. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget Farhan was the man in charge over the last 6 years. Bobby Evans is coming in after the fact, and he's not coming in any other role than just being an advisor. That's all it is. That's it. And yes, I call it knee-jerk reactions, LD. You cannot make knee-jerk reactions on what's going on in certain situations. Because again, we're still in the middle of the offseason. We don't know what's going to happen. We have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. We just got to sit back, wait, see how it unfolds, guys. Period. That's it. All right, what do we got? Making sure I got nothing else in there. All right, good. But what kind of solid advice why can't he? Was he a really horrible instance? Bobby Evans was the assistant to Brian Sabian during the World Series runs. And even before that, let's not be careful in rushing to judgment. Look, what did Bobby Evans try to do? He tried to put together a roster that was going to compete. Did it work out? No, it did not. It didn't work out. But he tried. That's all I ask. At least he went out there to try to make the team better. I get it. Look, just because you work under somebody doesn't mean you're going to perform the same. But he learned under Sabian, and that's important. That is important. If you want to call it as they call it with head coaches for football, they got the tree, so to speak. Well, Evans is part of the Sabian tree, if you want to say that. You can't fault the guy for not wanting to try to make the team better. Did it work out? No, it didn't. But did Farhan work out? Did Farhan work out, guys? Was that a great pivot? Was it a great pivot to go from Bobby Evans to Farhan Zaidi? Come on, guys. Let's be careful on this. Let's just be careful. Ibrahim Evans always tried to field big names and compete. He understood that Giants fans wanted cornerstones to root for. It failed. But can't say he didn't try. That's what I've been saying. Exactly. Ibrahim, that's exactly the point I'm making. Did it work out? No, it didn't. That happens. But at least they tried. Here we go. Grand Admiral. Bobby Evans gave us Webb, Doval, Walker, Wynn, Matos, Luciano, Tyler Rogers, Baroa, who was traded, right? Santos, who was traded, Barracoto, Pomeras, Randy Rodriguez, Canario, who was traded. Bobby Evans is elite signing Latin kids. Ramos as well. Yes. Don't forget Ramos. 100%. So, but people like to, Grand Admiral, people like to forget about that. That is the problem. Again, we're getting more on societal matters here. It's easy to talk about the negatives than identify the positives. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is, especially during that period of time. San Francisco Giants weren't exactly winning. They were losing and losing pretty bad during that time. But again, and that's why people point out the negatives, because of how bad the Giants were performing towards the end of his tenure. But no one points out, as you just illustrated there, Grand Admiral, the things that he did help with the organization. Come on, man. Evans did not force Bochy to retire. No. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? No way. No way. Come on. My goodness. Giants need to send scouts to South Korea. I think they've already probably had some there, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So what are the rumors out there, guys? Anybody? Any rumors out there? Baseball? Where's Soto? Where's Soto going, guys? Bobby Evans' three mistakes are the McCutchen trade, signing Melanson, and signing Lucius Fox. The Eduardo Nunez trade was savvy. Dumping Bernard Span's contract on Tampa was elite. Yeah, you know why they signed Melanson, right? That was the whole because of the debacle of 2016. Debacle of 2016. They panicked a bit, right? They panicked a bit going after Melanson. Yeah, that was probably the wrong move, to be honest with you. But there wasn't a whole lot of elite closers at the time as well. Daniel, what's up, man? Evans was trying to get us one more run at a title after 16, which was understandable. That's why he made that Melanson trade. They made some bad choices, yes, but remember, there was pressure to succeed after I get it. I understand. 100%. 100%. 100%. All right, get rid of this stuff. Don't need the Hall of Fame stuff no more, guys. Longoria, yeah, that was tough. If he could stay on the field, there's a couple of times he got some injuries, and when he came off the field, because there was times as soon as he was starting to get hot with the bat, Daniel, all of a sudden he'd come up lame every damn time. Every damn time.
Did you see me in the green room, Eric? I know you can see me. I was in the crevices of the couch looking for quarters. Someone drank my last Pepsi, so I've got my Tim Hortons cup, and I'm a can guy. I got one bottle of Pepsi, and it's like the 1 liter, so I'm gonna have to nurse this. You go to heat things up. I like the cold refreshments.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Eric, there's nothing worse in my household than you never take the last Pepsi.
Oh, I can understand. That makes sense.
Kind of upset.
I get it.
Hey, guys, don't forget, we've got the big giveaway coming up Friday night, giving away the Bonds jersey. Can't wait for that, Eric. This is the last week to qualify. We said we'd give away a Bonds jersey when we reach the 500 subs. We have officially done that. Fair and square. We get 500 plus in there. What are we up to, Eric? Give me an update.
For what? Subscribers?
Subs.
523.
All right. So all you got to do, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I know most of you already have. Jump over to Northern California Sports and Entertainment Network. We call that our sister channel. We also broadcast there. And if you subscribe to both channels, you can go to GiantSportsTalkLive.com. Your final week, get them in by Friday. And I'll tell you what, we've opened it up, Eric. We've opened it up. Anybody can register to win and enter as often. I want to see those emails rolling in. Just let us know you're entering the contest.
Right
in the notes section. Coming up next month, we're going to be giving away great prizes, the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Live Christmas. I'm working on a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to give away some, how about some autograph stuff, Eric?
Hey, man, it's up to you. You're the man in charge of that stuff.
Our proud sponsor, Lefties. How about we give away some autographed baseballs coming up in the month of December, Eric? Want to do that?
Yeah, why not?
All right. You guys want some autographed gear? Want some balls? You want some stuff? We opened up that gate right from day one, Eric. Do you remember our first show? I said we'd be giving away stuff, and I've been on our first show, one of the first 5 minutes, I said, I can't wait for Christmas Eve. I've been planning that since before the inception of the show. We're going to give away all kinds of cool things. So we appreciate you. It's our way of saying thank you for being a member of our show. We don't always like what you bring to the table there, Cryptic, but we appreciate you. So We love having you guys. As I've always said, best chat in sports talk.
We have a damn good chat.
We do.
Love these guys, man. All right, real quick. I want to know, I haven't seen anything about a meeting between Soto and the Giants. If you guys have a link, we could take a look at it together. Again, I'm not so concerned about it. All that matters to me is what the decision is. What are the Giants going to do?
Hey, Greg.
We'll about to find out.
We signing Soto? We signing Soto, Greg? Let's get the ball rolling.
Oh.
Come on, Greg. Skaters on baseball. He's in.
Where did I see this? Oh, this is great. Well, actually, it's kind of old news. Where did I see this? I saw that already. It was last night.
You know what, Mike? When he made that trade, the Mark Melanson, bringing in Mark Melanson was he was an ace. He was the top of his craft, but didn't pan out.
But he had elbow issues. He had some elbow issues. And
I've said it before, Eric. I'll say it one more time. This is it. The last time, probably not the last time, guys, but I'll say it again. I am more excited when we have a management group that brings guys in, makes it happen, rolls the dice, then sits idly by like the past umpteen years with Farhan, twiddling his thumbs. And if he's not twiddling, he's just sitting on his hands, Eric. I want to see some action. I mean, at least if there's an attempt to make the team better, I'm happy.
Here we go.
Deals don't always work out. They don't always work out, Eric.
Talking about making the teams better, I saw this last night. An anonymous GM recently spoke with Jim Bowden. Again, Jim Bowden is kind of like a John Heyman, so you got to be careful. Said the Blue Jays will trade Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He suggested Toronto would get a franchise-changing offer later this winter. There you go. So take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth.
Oh, it's that GM, Eric. Anonymous.
Yeah, the anonymous GM.
The old anonymous. If you're going to say it, put your money where your mouth is.
Well, supposedly this anonymous GM talked to Jim Bowden, who used to be what? A GM. So, again, take it for what it's worth, man. You're going to see this stuff all over the place. It is up to us to determine whether or not you want to hold it as something credible or is it just quote unquote smoke and mirrors.
All right. Let's roll the ball of yarn out and see how far it rolls, Eric. I'm going to ask you this. A big package deal they're talking about. Well, how about this package? Pick who you want from our farm system. Throw in like 5 guys if you want. And Eldridge for Vladdy. Do you do it? Are you putting Eldridge in a deal?
I think
tough, isn't it?
I think I might have to. If it look, listen to this. And if you take on, what if you take on Gosman's contract? What if you take on Gosman's contract?
I do it just for the sake. Again, it's sort of like that. What we anticipated. Remember when they signed Chapman for 6 years, and we go, well, if that's what you've got to do to bring something, we haven't seen that yet. But if there's a method, let's call it that, a method to your madness, Eric. I can understand. So taking on that contract, if it means getting Vladdy,
how about this?
I'm in.
How about this? Would Harrison, Luciano, and Matos, along with taking on Gosman's contract, in other words, you're getting money off of their books to get Vladdy, would you do it?
I'd do it. The Jays are going to hang up, Eric. That's not enough. That's not enough for Vlad Guerrero. Vlad Guerrero's an elite player.
Yeah, but either they pay
everybody would take him around the league.
If he walks in the offseason, they get nothing. Zero. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. So if they're willing to trade him this offseason, Eric, like that prediction, as much as a rumor as it is, and guys are, when it's anonymous, I mean, I mean, it's as good as it's only speculation.
No, hold on. Look,
I say they're going. If they're going to trade him now,
if that's the offer, would you be good with it as a Giants fan?
Oh my God, I want the deal done yesterday. Of course, but I don't think the Jays do it. They're going to want. They're going to want a good haul.
Is it possible? Is it possible? I see Senior, and listen to this. Is it possible Posey talks to Scott Boras? What if Scott Boras says, or what if Posey says, hey, Scott, we would like to get Soto. We would like to get Soto, but if it doesn't work out, what do you say about we trading for Vladdy and we get an extension done now?
Oh, you'd have to, Eric, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think that's a prerequisite to a deal.
Would you think that is a legitimate course of action that could happen? Yeah. Being that the Giants were in on Soto, if he works with Scott Boras, remember, he just got an extension done with Matt Chapman. Yeah. He worked with him on Snell. He worked with him on Conforto. He worked with him on Jung-Hoo Lee, who they overpaid. They overpaid for Jung-Hoo Lee. They overpaid for Chapman. Is it possible the Giants could go, you know what? Hey, if we can't get Soto, what do you think about this? We want to trade for Vlad. Would he be privy to the idea of being extended in San Francisco?
That's only for him to say.
I mean, that you could work with Boras that way, though. Granted, he has to work with Vlad. I get it. But I think a lot of these players rely on Scott Boras's input, right?
Mm-hmm. Because if they do that deal now, Eric, no matter who you give up, doesn't matter who we're giving up to get Vladdy. It's just old school. This is same old, because it'd only be a 1-year deal, Eric, and then you move on.
Yeah, if it's a 1-year deal, I want to do it.
Don't like it.
If it's a 1-year deal, I don't.
I'm tired of the 1-year deals. And I'm tired of being bullshitted. We signed this guy to 3 years. Oh, yeah, but what about that 1-year opt-out? Well, it's not really a 3-year deal, right?
Right.
You know, cloak and dagger by the Giants. We're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Well, you can't do it anymore. Get the deals done. You got to everything you're saying. Bang on, spot on, Eric. You got to extend them if you're going to make the deal.
Have to.
Got to extend them.
Can't do it on a 1-year deal. Impossible.
And I think there's a lot of teams that balk at that. Not just the Giants. There'd be a lot of teams just balk at that. Say, no, we can't make the deal if he's not going to stay.
Who would you? What would you guys do? Soto for 1 year. Whew. To see if you like it. A 1-year deal for Soto, and then he goes back on the free agent. Oh,
again, Eric, why are we even talking about that? That's as far from reality. There are no 1-year deals for Soto. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? A 1-year no trade. See if Soto likes it here. If he doesn't, he can walk kind of thing. Eric, it's a non-starter. This is stupid. What are we talking about, Eric? 1-year deal?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't
put another 10 spot on that. That's all you're getting, man.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Do you remember back in the infancy of the whole Soto may leave New York? We had guys in our chat saying he's going to sign a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
You never know, man. The way Boras works sometimes, you just never know.
Bossie's right. Know. No shorter than a 7-year deal, but it's going to be more. No 7 years. It ain't
going to be shorter than that.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
We're talking 10 plus, man. That's where it's going. 100%, man. There is no doubt about it.
Oh, cryptic. Anyway, whatever.
1 year, $100 million and trade him.
Skater says 10 or 12 years.
I think it goes more than that.
And he's going to be a Giant, right, Skaters?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Again, you just got to have different angles at this, right? Yes, you got Soto out there. Yes, you can do some trades. I mean,
what about Senior's comment here?
There's teams that would do Vladdy for
there may be some legitimate
for World Series. Yeah, true.
Maybe a Phillies or Orioles. Somebody goes in 1 year, Eric, if they can get them, and what they think is we got players to burn. Maybe
that's true.
Yeah.
Positive. Yeah.
When I was watching that comeback last night, Eric, looking at the Yankees and the Red Sox lineups, and then in the back of my mind, the recesses back there, I was thinking, all right, let's compare our Giants roster to these teams. And the Dodgers this year. Eric, there's a reason we're not a 500 baseball club, and these teams are like, those were elite clubs. They had players. They had great players. We have players. They had great players. And they had players with swagger. I don't see any players on our team with real swagger. Do you?
No. Ramos definitely has swagger. Ramos has them damn swagger.
It's growing, but I don't think he's an elite swagger player. Soto's got swagger.
He backflips a damn walk. No, that dude has no. That dude has some damn passion in him. I like it. 100%.
All right. Point taken. Yeah, Mike, I've only I saw part 1 and part 2, and I just threw on part 3, watched 5 minutes ago, and realized it was showtime. So I stopped it on the old Netflix, and I'm going to watch part 3 immediately following tonight's broadcast of Giant Sports Talk Live. I like what I see. Ooh, Eric, you said you learned a lot from that show. A lot of the guys in our channel I see Mike O is commenting on it, so he must watch it. See a lot of the sidebar topics in there. Man, what did you think? What did you think of Millar going on and saying, "Yeah, I want to play with A-Rod," and then, boy, talk about friction with Nomar Garcia-Parra. Oh. They're standing. Did you see the clip? They're standing at the batting cage, and one goes down to the right, one goes down to the left, and the GM's like, "Boys, gotta talk."
I love the Dan Shaughnessy talking about the
Shaughnessy, the sports writer.
Yeah, Shaughnessy, where he's talking about the frauds. Oh man, talk about lighting a fire, right? That was pretty damn good. Was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, I thought it was a great. I like the depth of the show, and the young Poppy, and he had the swagger, and he's like, "I go in. You got 3 options. Now let's see if I can remember them. You trade me, you release me, or you play me."
Yeah.
And then they played him.
And no, Epstein said he didn't come in and demand a trade. He just wanted to play more. So that's what you got to be careful of, guys. When you listen to firsthand accounts, a lot of times guys have either cloudy memories or selective memory.
Oh, it's not always it's not always the guy who's coming swinging, Eric. I think some of them were. You saw Grady Little. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I don't. It was no. It was 20 years ago. I can't remember.
I don't recall.
But yet he's reminiscing about what happened 20 years ago. It made no sense. I was like, dude,
he was as they would do in Seinfeld. He was spotting dimes a mile away, and then what happened? I'm sorry, I do not recall.
Oh, man.
Can't wait for part 3, man. It's got me all fired up for baseball. I need that in the off season once in a while. Eric, watch a baseball movie.
Love it.
Watch a documentary. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, guys. That's a good pick.
You could thank Senior. Senior brought it to our attention in the chat, so I had to go take a look at it. It was awesome.
Yeah. How long did it take you to watch it?
The first day I watched it, I just was only able to watch a little bit. The second day I finished the whole thing. You
did the whole thing? Okay. Yeah. I thought maybe I was kind of binging it. Last night, I was up half the night. I watched the first 2.
Okay.
And I had to do some radio work too. I never get to bed till like 4:00.
And I tell you something, what's fantastic? Listening to the insights of Theo Epstein and then Jed Hoyer, the presidents who were the presidents at the time of the Boston Red Sox. I can't remember, but listening to them, I love it, dude. You know what I love about it? It's more, even though Theo was known as an analytics guy, but the guy was very down to earth. If you listen to him talk, he's not one of your prototypical quote unquote nerds, your analytic nerds as a lot of people like to use, but it was fantastic. You could see, Epstein, he wanted to win just as much as doing his type of baseball. It was absolutely incredible just listening to them talk about how they were they talk about how, remember that deal for Alex Rodriguez got kiboshed because the players union wouldn't sign off on the contract.
Yes.
And then they had a pivot. Then I like how they talked about they went to Schilling's house for Thanksgiving. Guy got sick. Jed Hoyer got sick. I mean, it was just
throwing up in the front yard. He said,
yeah.
I want
And then, Epstein talking about, after that third loss, they're just sitting in an apartment talking. They were watching they're just sitting there drinking away, drinking down their sorrows. The 2003 ALCS came up, was on the TV, and they're like, no, let's face our demons. And it was awesome, dude. It was absolutely awesome.
One of the great takes from part 2 of that show, I believe it was right in the middle, episode 2, when Epstein talked about analytics, which of course he was an analytical guy, but
yeah,
Eric, what I took from that whole thing with him and his comments, he still let the game come to him.
He did. And who did he hire as a manager? That tells you right there. Who did he hire as a manager? He got freaking Francona, and he's not an analytic guy, but he understands information. He understands using the eye. Did you hear what Terry Francona said? Oh, did you get to the part where Dave Roberts stole second base?
No, I didn't say that. Anyway, maybe I missed some. I fell asleep part and woke up. I'm going to watch part 2 again.
I think it was in part 3. Anyways, I'm not giving away any state secrets, but he goes, what do you say about analytics who say what do you say about those in analytics who say you shouldn't steal? He goes, you could take that information and shove it up their ass. That's what Francona said. I was like, oh, dude, I tell you what.
Did you see training camp? Oh, God, we could talk about this all night. Yeah. I love training camp. They bring in Tito. And I call him Tito.
Francona?
Terry. They call him Tito. So, I mean, I don't know what to call him. Terry Francona comes in his first training camp. And Manny lumbers up to him. I'm not going to make you like me.
Yeah, he's like, I know you're going to want to make me like you, but or something. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
But did you notice that whole thing?
I'm surprised. See, that guy would have pissed me off as a GM. I would have moved. I would have been like, get out of here. He
eventually
he was out drinking with the Yankees during the playoffs. The team turned on him.
Yeah. I tell you what, did you notice in that documentary, very little on Manny Ramirez, almost nothing on Manny Ramirez, absolutely nothing. Oh, but it was great, guys. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys go check it out.
Millar was a great part of that.
Oh, he was like
the cockiness of some of the players. You see him drive into the parking a lot.
The Hummer.
And Big Poppy's car, you can spin. You got the spindles on the wheels. And he got his number on the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about part 3, guys. Let's wrap up the show. I want to go watch it.
I tell you what, I really enjoyed Veritek. Veritek was a great interview. I like listening to him. Veritek, Derek Lowe, of course, Millar. There was a lot of good. And then Nixon.
Jesus. You talk about a guy who's aged gracefully. Jeez, the guy, Derek Lowe's going to look like a young man at 90, I think.
Yeah. Schilling, man, he looks totally different.
Yeah.
Schilling looks totally different.
Do you know why he got hurt, Eric? I learned something. Didn't know that. Most people wouldn't. Do you see how he got hurt? The infamous ankle problem?
No, they get more into that, so I'm not giving it away.
He was trying to pick up pointers.
Yeah, from Pedro. So
he was half doing the rubber. He goes, I'm getting more velocity, but he was hurting. He was hurting, and finally it blew up on him.
Yeah, that tendon kept rubbing against the bone, and it basically sawed through it.
Yeah. Oh, nasty stuff, huh? Yeah. A lot of great takes in that. A lot of great takes in that so far, man. I've learned a lot of. If I haven't learned something, at least I reminisced about a lot of stuff, man.
Yep.
It was a great era.
Yeah, Dave Roberts talks about Maury Willis. I was like, man, of course Dave Roberts is going to talk about freaking Maury Willis. But I guess he was his coach when he was with the Dodgers. So I was like, okay, that's fine.
Hey, I like the way they dropped in a few ESPN calls in there too. Sunday Night Baseball calls. I heard Johnny Miller.
A lot of John Miller calls in that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I heard some Johnny Miller, and I'm like, hello. I'm feeling the baseball vibe, man. I can't wait for spring training.
Oh, it was just awesome watching that. Man.
Well produced.
Very well produced, right? Am I right? Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. They did it.
I can't wait for tomorrow night to talk to you about part 3. If the first 2 were good and you're saying part 3 is just as good or better, I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It does. Yeah. Yeah. I saw Gabe Kapler. It was like, well, they showed Gabe Kapler getting tackled during the fight, and then they showed him again in the clubhouse a little bit later. But yeah, whatever. All right. What else we got going on here? Anything else? We could probably maybe get ready to shut it down. I can't think of anything else. There's really no other news. I know Jay Belton came in he's talking about attack'ems. That was interesting. Gosh, might have to do another show on that here soon. A little bit of weirdness going out there in the world, but when isn't there?
God, when are we going to see some action, guys?
Soon.
You think so?
Soon.
It'll give us some things to talk about, right?
What's this?
Fossey
I
says,
texted my dad. He goes, I texted my dad a few weeks ago. Told him my favorite non-Giants baseball memory is watching every inning of games 4 through 7. I'm guessing you're talking about that 04. Yeah, that's what it must be. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Fossey says he doesn't even have to watch it now. He ruined it. You ruined it.
Look, it's already out there. I mean, it's not like we were giving away any state secrets, man. It's
Spoiler alert.
You guys are gonna love it. Trust me.
When am I back in San Fran? Probably another week. I'm gonna head back to the Bay Area. I got to get out of this frozen.
Giovanni says, surprised the Giants aren't going after Corey Seager. I don't know. That guy's kind of injury prone, but God, that guy's got a bat. Hey, I didn't say that. SF, hold on now. Hold on. Sometimes I like it to feel natural. I just don't like just throwing it out there out of nowhere.
Hey, Eric.
That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't throw it out there. I got to.
Oh, I thought I was going to cue you up.
No,
hey, Eric.
No, not cue. No.
We're not doing it tonight. All right.
I didn't say that. I just said.
Well, I'm ready to get out of here. I thought we were. Eric's like, you want to go? Well.
Yeah, exactly. You can't force it. 100%. You can't, man. It's a thing of beauty.
What, the video or you can't force him signing here?
What are you talking about?
You can't force him to sign here, Eric.
You
can't force it, Eric. Yeah, I think he's talking about Eric. You can't force it. We are not getting Soto, are we?
Look at you. All right. Hey, just for cryptic, I see what you're doing. Are we?
Never grows old.
Never know what could happen? Hey, maybe they pull off a big free agent signing. Maybe they do a trade. Let's see what happens. As they say, let's watch Posey cook, right? Come on. Let's see what happens. That's all we can do. Let's, again, try to stay positive as much as we can. Nothing's happened yet. He hasn't signed with nobody. No trades have been done. Let's just sit back and watch what unfolds before our eyes. It's like
There's
a good
take. There's a take, Eric. SF28 talking about the splash hits. His bat plays beautifully at Oracle going to the opposite field, man.
It can.
It
It's
can
so,
indeed.
he can do it.
Yes.
He can either pull it or go to the opposite field.
He's just such a good. You brought up the chart a few weeks ago. He's a great spray hitter, and that includes the bombs. He'll go.
By the
corner to
way,
corner.
guys, there's a little bit of there's an adjustment to our giveaway.
Huh?
Ibrahim has already secured 2 tickets for the Sacramento Kings, guys. So, in addition to the Bonds jersey giveaway and the 2 tickets to the Giants game, Ibrahim is throwing in 2 tickets to a Sacramento Kings game. So, you get to go to 2 games and you get a Bonds jersey. So, again, thank you, Ibrahim, for your generosity. That's absolutely awesome.
The prize package continues to grow. We'll see if we throw something else. You might throw in a few more random things. Giving away the baseball, autographed balls next month. We're giving away hey, don't forget, Friday's almost upon us, Eric. 3 more shows, and we'll be giving away a Bonds jersey Friday night. Our first winner was Mo G, won the Webb jersey, which is now kind of a collector's item because it's defunct. He got the creamsicle jersey. The Logan Webb creamsicle, and you can't get them anymore. William says, what about we got the gift card of $500. Eric, $500.
Yeah, that's coming later. That's down the path, but yes. And not Steam, not a Steam, it's Fanatics gift card. That's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on one more thing. I'm going to, right after the show, I'm going to tell you about what I'm working on, Eric.
All right.
Guys, if you think we were giving away some cool prizes, I hope you do. I'm working on something right now, Eric. Going to blow your mind what I'm going to give away. We're not going to, that's why we can't mention it. I'm going to talk to Eric about it. If I can land what I want to give away, Eric, it's going to blow your mind.
All right.
A $3,000 value.
What are you talking about? 3,000.
Eric all of a sudden wants to wrap up the show. Let's head over to the green room. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can we pull the impossible stunt? Hey, you never seen your man. Could you imagine? Oh, God, that would be so damn awesome.
Right on, instant. Ibrahim is pretty cool.
Awesome. Yes, he is. All right, Glenn, you ready to get out of here, man? We'll be back here tomorrow, 8:00. Oh, by the way.
Another by the way?
I already have the thumbnail put up for it. So
for tomorrow's show?
Soon as the stream is done, I'll put up the show for tomorrow, guys.
May I ask, Eric, not to beat a dead horse? I know you mentioned it early in the show. No. Bernice is going to keep that. Now that she knows what the Mickey Mantle was worth, what I paid for it, that Mickey Mantle, I hope, is under lock and key. She might have sold it by now. I don't know. It could be gone, Eric, when I get back next week.
I'm pretty sure you may be getting a little text message when you're mentioning this $3,000 business too. So I want to be careful.
Well, $3,000 prize up for grabs. I'm working on that for the new year, and I am very excited about it. We'll see if it falls into place. I'll know in another week or so. I'll know if we're going to do that. But we got a lot on our plate. I was going to say, Eric, off top of the show, you said not tonight, but boy, a lot going on in the Middle East, man. What as well? Do you see Ukraine and Russia? They're throwing some Hail Marys now, some long bombs. Quite frankly, long bombs. Are you going to have an update on that for us in military history coming up?
I'm definitely going to have to talk about that because it's getting a little bit weird. You got a Chinese boat out there in the Baltic ripping up freaking communication lines. You got the Ukraine, or I should you got Ukraine launching ATACMS into Russia after Russia has come out and said, you do that, and we could respond with nuclear weapons again.
Well, he rewrote his nuclear plan, didn't he? Something this week? Maybe you'll give us the update in.
Just a lot of talk from Putin.
And Eric almost signed off the show. I didn't get him all. Want to see me get Eric all wound up? Watch this. So, Eric, did you watch the SpaceX today?
Oh, hell yeah, I did. But unfortunately, the booster didn't return back to the launch site because they had
some weather issues. They were precautionary measures.
I think from what I was looking at, it looks like they used a little bit too much fuel on the way up. I don't know if the engines are running efficiently. They were all lit. It's amazing, but they fell short. But it was awesome. They still tracked. Did you see? It still did everything it was supposed to do, except it did a water landing rather than a back to the return. And then the ship went all the way to the Indian Ocean, and it landed right on target. Oh, absolutely fantastic stuff, guys. It's awesome.
And talk about getting your skin blown off. Imagine the steam coming off that when those that burner hit the water, the ocean.
Oh, here, you know what?
The Indian Ocean.
You know what?
And while you're doing that, Eddie K has just reminded me so gracefully that tonight's show has been brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. For all your credit card needs, visit our proud sponsor, BetterCreditCards.com. If you're in the mood, then maybe you don't win a prize from us, Eric. You go, oh, I want to get one of those. I want to get a Soto jersey. I want to get a Webb jersey. Get a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. Want to say hi to Tim and everybody at Signatures for Soldiers. GenesisGoldIRA.com, another sponsor. Duxwell Printing for all your printing in the Bay Area. And Lefties over in Burlingame as we head now. Don't poo-poo what was that? One of the sponsors?
No. Red Lines. Yeah, okay. Red Lines my ass.
Don't give it thumbs down when I'm reading the sponsors, whatever you do, Eric. That's not good. This isn't radio. Those are our sponsors. Please support them. They support us. And appreciate our sponsors. Appreciate you. Now, Eric, let's go to the video and the latest on SpaceX. Out to you, Eric, at the launch pad.
Yeah, right here. It's just a short 43-minute or 43-second clip. Here we
go. 43-minute. I'll be back tomorrow.
Look at that. You can see the shockwaves.
43 minutes.
Look at that. Come on, man. That's beautiful right there.
Eric calls that so graceful.
Oh, my gosh, man.
You know what I noticed about all these launches and the comebacks, Eric? They're smooth.
Oh, this is cool. Love it, man. Love it.
Where did they launch that thing to anyway? Just around the Earth? All the way around the Earth or something? Because they were on the dark side for a while of something. I couldn't. I mean, I'm not into it as much as you, but I did watch it. I know you have an interest, so I said I'd throw it on.
It flew from the Gulf of Mexico all the way over to the Indian Ocean. And then it landed over there in the Indian Ocean. The ship did. The booster is supposed to come back to the landing site, but it didn't make it. It fell short because they had to land. There were some issues, so they had a soft water landing in the ocean. So there you go. Anyways, yeah, doesn't it? It almost looks like CGI, but it's not. That was literally, it was just awesome, dude. And yes, Donald was there watching the show. Our president-elect is watching. So
there's no one in the chat, Adora's Mora, than our very own host, Glenn, in his fedora. So I'll wear it tomorrow, guys. I'll be back with Eric. Oh, one other thing. I know I'm kind of prolonging this. If you guys want to chime in before you head out tonight, maybe tomorrow's show, let us know. Do you like us dropping in with the kind of makeshift shows, emergency shows? If something breaks, we like to go on and spread the information. So do you guys like that when we come on middle of the day? If you hit the like, subscribe, and what is it? There's a notification button. You're going to hit that. You'll know when we go live with some, there could be breaking news any day, Eric, on a number of fronts. So do you guys want Eric and I to, pass that along as we see fit? Or do you prefer just to pop in at night and talk about it? It's up to you guys. We like to get it on the air in a timely manner. What do you got? Were you going to sing me out of here tonight?
I love that Niner. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. Yeah, let's do this. Let's play a little bit of the Juan Soto song. Courtesy of Senior Softball Games, who used Suno AI to produce this song. Unbelievable.
I got wound up tonight. I love you guys. You know that. Even when I yell at you, you can yell
All right.
right back at me. Eric, I yell at you, and you know I love you, buddy. Thanks for another great show tonight, Eric. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8, guys.
All right. See you guys. We'll take you out with the song.
Woo!
Eric's got a dream he's chasing down, handing out the love in this baseball town. Giants got their eyes on the prize so tight. Will they land the star? Will they get it right? Soto's like a comet in the night, filling up the stands, bringing pure delight. But the base too cold, or so they say. No Willie hitter wants to play. Cannon will the impossible stunt, bring the heat to this chilly front. The city screams with every hope and cheer. Giants breaking barriers year after year. San Francisco sad but holding strong. Eric's pushing hard, he's singing that song. The dream is alive and every fan's out, wishing on stars up in the sky. We can't freeze the heart's desire. Every dream lights a fire. Eric's betting it all on fate. Will so come through the Golden Gate. Can they pull the impossible stunt? Bring the heat to this chilly front. The city screams with every hope and cheer. The Giants breaking barriers year after year. Can they pull the impossible stunt? Bring the heat to this chilly front. The city screams with every hope and cheer. Giants breaking barriers year after year.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.